Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my LP here. I am currently in my copper mine, as I need stone more than I need copper for the future construction of my home. But I mean, I might as well do both at the same time since I can. Try to do my best not to not to cause a cave in as I'm harvesting this stuff. Thankfully, this deposit has been ridiculously huge to the point where it's been pretty easy to get vast quantities of the stuff. I mean, look at this. This is ridiculous. I'm quite okay with that, though. To be honest, I'm glad that I found a huge deposit of this stuff, because otherwise this would be quite time-consuming, tedious, annoying. Still wish I could figure out exactly why I can't always harvest smooth. Probably has to do with just the positioning of it. I mean, I have my theories, which I'm sure you guys have heard before, on exactly why I can't chisel certain blocks and why I can chisel others. But I'm still not 100% certain about exactly why and when it works. Anyway, I'm gonna grab a bunch of blocks here, and probably also need to go grab some rock salt blocks as well for the basement. And once I've got all the blocks harvested, I'm going to head back to my base, and we're gonna get some house building done. All right, I've returned. I have a little bit of stone here, so hopefully we'll be able to at least finish the inside. Still not sure what I want to do with the porch out there. I'm going to need more stone for other decorative stuff. Also, I think I want to work on my chimney. Yeah, other than the outsides, I think I've got everything done here. So, I want to make a cook fire. And inside cook fire, I want to make a chimney. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to back this up a little bit. I believe I understand the chimney requirements. So if I put this right here, that should be fine, because that is downstairs. I still want it to look like that downstairs. So if I place that there, and where's my shovel? There's my shovel. Let me clear these all out. And let's build this up. So I think if I have the fire here, like so, I can then build a chimney like this, and it'll work. Let me double check this. I want to take a look and see exactly how a cook fire works, or if I even need a chimney for it. So I'll be right back. All right, so I looked into it a little bit, and it turns out that a cook fire, campfire, whatever you want to call it, doesn't necessarily need to have exposed air. However, if it is exposed to the air, as in like you can just look straight up and see nothing but air, a fire can be put out by rain, and it does rain very often. So I think we're going to continue with this little configuration here. I think that'll work just fine. I'm also going to stack up some logs, which I will go fetch in just one moment. I'm going to go stack up some logs so I have actual fire for if it's needed, which I will be eventually cooking on it, I'm sure. There we go. Grab some logs, and we'll go ahead and place those in there. I need to put another cooktop up here, or whatever you want to call it, a preparation table at some point. I think I might actually make a table out of some sort of, out of a detail block, probably in the corner here, maybe with some chairs, and then I'll use that as my preparation surface. But in the meantime, let's get some logs stacked up right here. There we go. That way I have access to fuel for the fire. That'll be nice. I'm not sure if I want to put doors in the kitchen or not. It's something I'm not 100% certain about. The actual interior decorations of my house are very much up in the air still, as I'm not completely comfortable with how I want them to look. But I do need to get to working on my stairs down to the basement. So let's try to get that sort of worked out here. Gonna need to probably go harvest even more of the stone that I have, as it doesn't seem like this is going to be enough. Hopefully this won't take too much. I may actually just use the rock salt stone for this as well. This is quite the hallway, really. Yeah, you can see here I've got a lot to go, a lot to cover here. Quite the hallway, so I'll be able to put some things. I'm probably going to use this as some sort of a storage area for mass blocks. I'll just have a bunch of chests here lined with dirt and all those sorts of blocks that otherwise wouldn't really have much use. But I'm definitely thinking I'm going to use... Yeah, you know what? I think it just makes sense to change it over to the rock salt blocks for this here. Also going to need some logs to create the supports, as I want to continue with that whole motif, if you will. So let me take these walls out here. And I will have to head out and grab some more logs, grab some more rock salt blocks, and make this into a basement staircase. So I'll be back with some more materials. Boy, do I really wish that mushrooms were actually useful, because every time I go by this area, it just amuses me how much these have grown here. But as far as I know, there's no recipe for them. I could definitely see them making use of it. It'd be kind of interesting, too, if they could add some sort of a random poisonous element or something where you may have to, you know, you could just eat the mushrooms and they would fill your health up, but they would probably have a chance to be poisonous unless you treated them by, like, soaking them in a barrel or something like that, to get rid of any potential poison. I think that'd be kind of cool. So that way they start off as an initial food source, potentially, but can eventually end up, you know, being more reliable and more healthful by that. So I'm kind of looking around for some deposits of stone. I'd rather just grab a deposit of stone right now than anything else. Haven't really found much of anything actually around my islands. I seem to recall there being more of them, but I think that a lot of them are the... oh, here we go, actually. Speak of the devil. So I'm going to harvest this up, and we'll be back. Alrighty, I've grabbed a bunch more materials, and I have carved out quite a bit of space here. Hopefully I have enough. If I don't, it's not really that big of a deal. I can always go harvest some more. It did take me a little bit to get all this, but it's not really that big of a deal. So we're just going to build this all up, and hopefully it'll look nice. I'm still not 100% sold on the sort of motif that I went for with this. I would rather it be a little bit more uniform, but honestly, it gets the job done, especially in this mod. And I think I'm going to go ahead and actually, whoops, as I run out of logs, I think I'm going to, where'd my shovel go? Right in front of my face. I think I'm going to put some logs here just to continue along with that, because I think it'll look a little nicer, just to show that it's still supporting the floor above. So I do want a staircase here. The reason that I have it cut out like this is because I am going to build the staircase out of either detail blocks or just planks. I want it to look like it is not necessarily built into the stone itself, because I think it would just make it look a little cooler. So I'm going to have to find the right kind of planks for that, and work on those little details there. Let me grab... oh, that's right. Put torches in here so that I may relight the lights when I need them to be lit. Excellent. I don't know if you can refresh the duration on it or not. Kind of like this little hallway. It looks kind of neat. Once I get the storage in here and such, it'll look even nicer. And of course the staircase as well. Yeah, I think I'm going to spend some time working on some ideas for how I want this to look, and whether or not I want to make it out of detail blocks or just planks themselves. So I'll be back. So while I was out and about, I also remembered that during my live stream a few days ago, I had found and processed some jute. So I now have jute fibers, which I believe I can then either turn into rope themselves, or... Ah, there we go. Yep, I can turn jute fibers into rope. So now I have some rope. Hooray! I can use that to, I believe, lure animals around. So if I ever do decide to make a barn or something with some livestock, I would be able to do that. In the meantime, I'm just going to store this out in my storage area. One of the other goals of course, finishing my house is that I'll be able to move all this extra mass storage into the home itself to make it a little bit nicer. So yeah, I'm going to put this stuff away, and I will be back with some hopefully finished or at least in progress stairs. Okay, so this is what I've come up with so far. It's a pretty simple repeated pattern. Leading up, this uses planks, not detail blocks, which is nice, and has a nice little sort of cadence to it, both walking up and down. It seems to work pretty well. Of course, this will be double wide. It'll be the entirety of the length. Or alternatively, if I wanted to, I could actually just put a railing on it and then use this area as some sort of storage. In addition, I could also always do, this would be a good block to do it on since I won't have to ruin too much. I could always just sort of do this to give it more of a straight angle on the back side of it. Maybe make it look a little nicer that way. Let me fix this here for now. But this is one potential alternative. I kind of want to let this episode come out and have you guys give me some feedback on it before I do any more work on the staircase. I'm going to try to come up with some other ideas for staircases and build one over here, as I need a second one, which will allow me to exit the basement from the outside, or rather enter the basement from the outside. So I'm going to clear this place out, put some stone in, and try to figure out what I want to do over here. Okay, our beer is done. So I will unseal, and we are going to do this and allow me to get. Maybe not. Can I just do this? I want beer. Help! Help! Somebody help me. I would like a bucket of beer, please. I don't want to hit empty because I'm afraid it's going to mess this up. I need to figure this out. Be right back. Alright, so I did a little bit of digging and I tried a few more things, and I don't think I can actually pull beer out of here. I don't think I can. One thing I can do, though, is I can turn this beer into vinegar by adding a large enough piece of fruit to it. I believe it's 10 ounces per 1,000 MB, so I need 30 ounces. So let me find a good fruit that's exactly or really close to 30 ounces. If I don't have one, I'll just cut one up. I guess we're going to make some raspberry beer. So let's get my knife off the thing here. Let's cut up an amount equal to really damn close to 30 ounces. Okay, so now I think if I do the 19, the 9, and this one, actually that's still a little bit too much. Let's see here. So it would give me 0.61. Okay, whatever. It's going to be slightly over. Not really that worried about it. Okay, so I believe if I put this in here, if I seal it, it's going to make vinegar. Okay, so we're just going to have a lot of vinegar. That's fine. I'll use it for stuff. It's just I wish I could do it with only spending a certain amount of it. But I guess it's just fate has conspired against me. It's all right though. So yeah, I'm gonna get my food reorganized here, and I'm gonna try to work on a different set of stairs. I've got a bunch of recording I need to do today, so it'll probably be a little while before you guys will see this episode and be able to give me feedback about what do you think the stairs look like. So when you do see this, just let me know and we'll figure it out. I do like this design, but I want to give another alternative. So I will be back in just a little bit. All right, so for an alternative for the stairs, I decided to do one that was just slightly more frequent in terms of the stairs. It also has a slightly different design to it. I've been trying to think of like realistically how frequent you'd have to have stairs for it to sort of match what you would have in real life, and it just seems like I don't know, a little excessive to me, so I kind of stopped thinking about it. But let me know what you guys think. If you want one that's a little bit more dense or one that's a little less dense, and I can always match the style of this stair to this stair if I wanted to. Just have a nice little, basically just push each of these blocks back one, which probably will look a little bit better. And again, each of these stairs, sets of stairs, is going to be 2 blocks wide. So this will match up to here, and there'll even be stuff, potentially behind it. I can always just put a detail block to sort of match it. Likewise, this one will probably be 2 wide as well. just to make that a little bit more fluid, a little bit more consistent. So yeah, stairs options. Definitely looking forward to that, getting that sort of stuff done. But in the meantime, I wanted to put a little bit of detail into the actual sort of, I'm not sure what you really want to call it, like a seal or the, I guess the external door, if you will. I wanted to make it out of a different material. I'm thinking I might actually do maple, although I don't have a ton of maple. Let me go, I'm going to go look around a little bit, try to find a darker colored wood that I have plenty of nearby. And actually I'm going to take my scythe with me and grab saplings as well. So we'll, let's go do that. Ooh, I was out exploring. I found some onions. Onion seeds. I do not believe I have those. So that is not bad. I'm going to keep looking around here, trying to find, hello Enderman, trying to find me some, ooh, what's this? Some more oat, which I already have, which is fine. That's good. Actually finished oat as well. God, there's so many individual little... one of these days I'm just going to be running out in a random direction. I'm going to trip, fall into one of those ravines, and just be completely screwed. Still trying to find a darker style of tree out in this direction, and I haven't seen any. I'm kind of just heading straight inland from where my base was, or is. And I haven't really run into anything that I like in terms of a darker style of tree. What are you? You are more jute. Okay. It's fine by me. Not that I really need ropes all that much. I haven't really tried. Ooh. You see that? I wonder what that is. Probably more of whatever this is, which I believe is limonite iron. Plenty of iron around here. Yeah, I'm really also hoping to still see some sugarcane. That would be nice. This is new territory, though, as evidenced by the fact that my game is starting to lag. Pretty sure this is unexplored territory. So, yep, I'm going to keep looking. I'm really trying not to do too much exploring because I have much more important things to do. For a while there, and actually I don't really have a whole lot of food on me either. Good thing I picked up these onions. For a while there, it was really all I needed or wanted to do because I was so desperate for food. But now that I've got a preponderance of food, it actually almost seems like I'm wasting my time going exploring when I have other things I could be doing, working in my base and all that. But I want to find the right color of wood for this, and I want to be able to diversify and use darker wood for furniture and such. I know where there's some oak on my original starting island, so I could always go back and grab that, but I was hoping to find some other style of darker wood. You are more wheat. Okay. Excellent. Well, at least we're finding good stuff. So that makes me happy. Anytime I can expand my grain production, that works for me because I'm so far behind on that. I'll probably be swimming in it here pretty soon, but there's more conglomerate rock. And the lag. Pretty annoying. Continual chain of just finding things. It's pretty awesome. Still no darker trees, though. Let's get everything all sort of consolidated. So, all right, I'll let you know if anything else cool happens. Just found potatoes. I thought they were... Oh, God, so much lag. I thought they were grass at first. Good thing I noticed them, though. I would have completely missed them if I hadn't been really paying attention. Who knows? I probably blew by some potatoes earlier and didn't realize it, too. All right. So I was just harvesting my garden. I think I found something interesting. So when I plant... These are red bell pepper seeds. When I plant the red bell pepper seeds here, they immediately grow to that stage. When I plant them here and here and here, they don't. They grow to a smaller stage. So that kind of makes me wonder if that's not a way to determine whether or not you're going to get the full growth, like whether or not there's full nutrients available. Yeah, you can see like over here, a couple of these are fine. I'm trying to think back to where all I've planted them, but a couple places are fine and others aren't. Yeah, you can see like right here and right here, same thing. So that may, my guess is that has to do with the nutrient levels, and I might be able to use that to determine, you know, which types of nutrients are which until I finally get the ability to do so with my skill, which actually, yeah, we're still through Adept. I'm not exactly sure how long it takes before you get that skill innately, but it does seem like it's going to take a little while. I just thought that was kind of interesting. Also, while I was out and about, there was apparently a sapling here that grew, and now I have a tree to chop down. Hopefully this won't, through a quirk of how the leaves work, hopefully this won't actually destroy anything in my house. Probably should have eaten something before I did this, too. I think I need to bake some more bread. Okay, so it didn't affect anything in my house. So that's good. Oh, looks like some of my berries are done as well. Problem with this mod is it's so much inventory clutter. Bugs the hell out of me. Alright, I'm going to deal with some of this stuff. Get my inventory sorted out, and we're going to go bake some bread, I think. And hey, look. The rain stopped. Alright, time to bake some bread. Went ahead and made dough out of all the different grains that I had found. So that's kind of nice. Put some wood in there. Let's start the fire. I did try to salt the bread, or salt the dough, and it didn't seem to work. Somebody left a comment saying that you can salt the dough, but it turns out you can't. I'm going to try salting the finished stuff and see if maybe that'll do it. Not that the bread's really going to last that long, since it's primarily what I need to eat. Although I should probably turn this into sandwiches. I'm sure some of my other food categories are starting to get a little low. Probably could have turned some of this into alcohol, but it's not really that big of a deal. I think I just want to get a good stock of bread. That way I can get the grain category fully taken care of. Very hot. Okay, cooked barley bread, very light. Let's check the taste here. Not sweet, not anything. Light. I don't want to take it too far. I'll take it to just normal or whatever it is, medium. And we'll start baking some more. Good stuff. I think each of these, I believe the flavor profiles start to get more complex after a while, and if you mix and match the right flavor profiles, you can keep your satiation much higher. I'm kind of also in a very precarious situation. It's not like precarious, but like I almost have way too much food to the point where I should probably stop caring about it so much. It really does kind of feel like this mod was almost intended for multiplayer. Get it all nice and roasty toasty. See if I can get any different flavors from doing this. Don't know if I can. Light, medium. I guess I don't have to keep mousing over it. We'll actually update it, which is good. Dark. Don't want it to get too dark. I'm going to try it. Different flavors. Still no difference between all the different types, though, which is interesting. We'll cook the wheat bread, barley bread, oat bread. A little bit of decay. Still weird that you can't cut decay off of bread. That seems odd to me. Seems very odd to me. I didn't really find a whole lot in terms of dark wood. I wanted to check out the spruce. I think I'll do that right before. Where's my saw? I need to find my saw. Knowing I could probably dropped it somewhere. And we'll just take this to light. A little toasty. There we go. All right, let me go find my saw, and I want to see what the spruce looks like, because the log itself doesn't look super dark, but put it here. Where did I put my saw? It looks like we had a tree grow over there as well. Some other of my plants seem to be done. I didn't break it, did I? I have no idea where my saw is. I must have dropped it at some point, probably making some logs. I probably dropped it. I may have to go back and watch some footage. If not, it's not a big deal. I'd like to learn how to forge all the various tools, since that's ultimately what I'm going to need to do. I don't think saws are small enough to put into chests. So I kind of feel like I may have dropped it at some point. It's a problem with using your sort of crafting interface for making things. Occasionally you lose out on all that. I suppose I only took 1 or 2 logs to actually cook all that. I should probably take the rest of the logs out there, huh? Oh, they already burnt. No big deal. But yeah, that's going to have to do it for this episode of Let's Play TerraFirmaCraft. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about the stairs. So I'd like to get that done, and I'd like to start working on some more of the furniture on the inside and still figure out what I'm going to do with the roof. Next time we're going to do some forging and some more working on the house. So I will see you then.